Maybe I'm a hypocrite for saying that the video game blogs would be spaced out more. Let me re-explain myself. If I can find a compelling reason to do one of them, I'll make exceptions. It sort of reminds me of movies based on games. Like, there aren't that many that need to be a thing. I mean, Super Mario was pretty decent because, like, it's Mario and it's based on such an iconic character that even the non-gamers know of. It is still somewhat faithful to the games, and Super Mario Galaxy is probably just going to be more of the same. There's also the Gran Turismo movie, based on the racing games on PlayStation. I never saw this one, but hey, who says racing movies have to be bad?
I'm sorry, you really think you're going to take a kid who plays video games in their bedroom, you're going to strap them to a 200-mile-an-hour rocket? It'll tear him to pieces.
I'll give those two franchises exceptions, but other than those, I really don't see many more games getting good cinematic experiences, you know what I mean? Something like Ratchet & Clank doesn't really work because you pretty much have to be a gamer nerd to know who these guys are. But you're likely not watching Kale-Idle-Scope on a theater screen anyway, unless you are. Maybe one of my fans works at a theater. During their free time, and can, like, connect their phone to the projector and watch Kale-Idle-Scope on the big-ass 40-foot screen, but chances are you're probably not doing that, so I can make even more exceptions. I think I'm just gonna make videos without worrying so much about what they're about. That's probably the healthy decision here. I'm not here to discuss the game itself necessarily, but I will go through a brief synopsis just so you have an idea. Chibi-Robo is this game where you play as this little 3-inch robot that goes around the household, cleaning up messes, picking up trash, and helping the family with whatever problems they are facing at that moment in time. Basically, they took the most boring aspects of real life and somehow made it fun. I gotta give them credit for that. I don't know how they figured it out. It's got everything you could want, or a lot of what you could want. Like, it's got the lazy husband and bossy wife cliche, a small bit of Toy Stories thrown into the mix where the toys come to life when nobody's looking, except it's only during the nighttime in this game, I believe. As for the movies, they come to life just whenever nobody's looking, but I digress. So yeah, pretty fun game, but there is something that kind of bothers a good percentage of the fan base. You see, in this household, there's about like 7 different areas that you can explore. That's excluding the kitchen drain and the UFO and any other sub-areas that there could be. I think I pretty much named off both of them. I'm going to list them on the screen here, but take a minute to read it, and you'll notice a pretty crucial area is absent from this entire game. The bathroom. That's right, they did not add any bathrooms in Chibi-Robo. And I mean, maybe there are reasons as to why that is. Possibly they felt it would be unnecessary. Because, like, they had enough areas for the story to unfold, which would be the 7 that I just listed. Still, though, they could have, at the very least, added a few closed doors to kind of imply that they have a bathroom somewhere. To my recollection, there's only like 1 closed door in this game in the bottom foyer, but that's the entrance to the house. So, yeah. Maybe another theory would be that, you know, they didn't add a playable bathroom because you're a robot, and obviously robots and water don't go together. Otherwise, death occurs. You have the toilet, tub, sink. Basically all the things that make up a bathroom have water. And that shit ain't a good mix. Now, to be fair though, if you happen to search up Chibi-Robo bathroom, you will find a picture of one. However, I do believe that's in one of the handheld sequels or spin-offs, whatever they are. From what I've heard though, the sequels are either only in Japanese or they aren't all that good. So I'd say this is after they moved from the original home in the first game to a new home. Maybe there was a new edition of Chibi-Robo out that was waterproof or something. I don't know if you can really dunk him in water, but you can still splash water on him and it'll be fine. I don't think it's completely out of the question here that this house has a bathroom. If anything, it would be more absurd if it didn't. People online have also mentioned this, but they stated the only place it could be is in that hallway that leads to the basement. I mean, think about it. That's the only place where they could have put a bathroom in this house. So yeah, for you guys who have played the game, or at least seen footage of it, it would make sense. Yeah, I get that. However, I think I would bet some good old green dough that the developers didn't even lay out a floor plan to this house before they made it for the game. Not betting everything I have, but some of it. I really doubt it. And what makes me say that? I put together my own floor plan of how this house is laid out, and it doesn't add up. I put all the areas in the most logical space that they could be, and still the pieces are not going together pretty well. Firstly, this is the basement, a room that's underground, you know, we all know that. Pretty self-explanatory. But then we go to the first and second floors, and this shit just doesn't look right. Anything that's not, like, filled in is something that I came up with. So, the white room that's completely blank, that would be where I put the bathroom. Because it's gotta be somewhere in the house, right? Possibly even there's 2 bathrooms right next to each other, for all I know. But like, just look at this. It's completely off. The size of the rooms doesn't really correlate with where things are. Because of the specific corner where the stairs were placed in the basement, I had no choice but to add this wonky, weird-ass hallway that just doesn't look right. The foyer is the only room that takes up both floors, and don't even think about leaving a comment that says that fountain up there is their toilet. Seriously, that's some cringe. There's like this little open section upstairs, and at first I thought maybe if they had just added a door there, that could be the bathroom, but this area is just too narrow. So yeah, it doesn't work. Who are the boob holes that designed this home? There's just so much wrong here. I mean, yes, it's a fun game first and a logical, sensical layout second. They don't care if it doesn't make sense, but they could have at least added something. That's why I say that these guys more than likely didn't make any floor plans to this house before just, making it. And funnily enough, my dream job when I was younger was to be an architect. I would often draw floor plans to houses when I was like 12 and stuff. And I bet what I drew back then would have been better than the design of this house. So yeah, despite how unbelievably fucked this layout is, I hope I did us all a favor by sort of solving where the bathroom could be and kind of giving you an idea with this floor plan that I laid out. I really don't know if any other human being ever has done that. So there's a first for everything. There's nowhere else that a bathroom could have been, and it's in a neighborhood, so if it were like a farmhouse, maybe the bathroom would be separate, but it's a neighborhood, so it just doesn't add up. I'm sorry. Including this episode, there are now as many complete seasons of BBM as there are episodes in the first season, which is saying a lot. We've come a long way. Before I go, though, I'd like to give out a quick double shout-out. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever done one of those. The first guy I want to shout out is Dominator57, a guy I went to school with in middle and high. I will link him so you can see what games he likes to stream, but I want to say he started doing these videos June the 7th of 2025, so yeah, he hasn't had much time to grow big yet. I'd recommend giving him some help with that growth. The other guy I'd like to mention is a guy named Super Chief, I think is how you say it. This guy I was friends with in elementary school, close to 14 years ago, so is he the new Drake or something? I don't know, we'll see, but basically, I had to reintroduce myself to him, and he figured it out. He doesn't upload to his channel often. I think he said he was either too busy sleeping or working. Or that could have been a coworker that said that, I don't know. But basically, he did mention he helped a friend of his make videos. So I wasn't really sure who to give credit here, but I think I did figure it out. Anyway, see you guys in the next season of Behemoth Blog Master. I did some tests to make sure everything went according to plan, because we all know how the beginning of season 11 turned out. Crap. So I really do think that you'll like this new crisper image quality. See you later!